You know, life isn't always easy. We all have those moments that just bring us to our knees. When we lose people we love, when big opportunities just vanish, or when it feels like hope itself is completely gone. And yeah, those moments test our very core. But here's the thing, they're also the moments that have the power to forge who we become. So let's dive in and explore how to build real, lasting strength for when life gets hard. In this quote, it's the perfect place to start. Strength isn't about being invincible or, never feeling pain. It's all about the bounce back. It's about learning how to navigate the storm, not just to survive it, but to actually use those wins to sail stronger. So, our first step is to kind of redefine what strength even is, because before we can build it, we really need to understand what it's all about. And I'll tell you, it's not about being emotionless or just gritting your teeth to get through the day. It is something so much deeper than that. Now, what's really interesting here is the distinction this makes. See, resilience is your ability to get back up after you get knocked down. Super important. But mental toughness, that's like resilience on another level. It's not just about recovering, it's about seeing that very same setback as a launch pad for growth. It's a total game changer. Okay, let's just tackle a huge misconception right off the bat. So many people think being tough means you have to shut down, become some kind of robot, and just push all your feelings aside. But honestly, that's not strength. That's just suppression. And here's the crucial point. True mental toughness is really about emotional intelligence. It's about recognizing feelings like anger or frustration, not as weaknesses, but as fuel. It's learning how to channel that powerful energy in a constructive way, to drive you forward instead of letting it hold you back. And here's another one that holds so many of us back. This idea that it's some kind of genetic lottery, right? That some people just have it, and if you don't, well, too bad. And this is why that's just a myth. Mental toughness isn't some fixed trait. It's a trainable skill. It's just like going to the gym to build your muscles. You can practice these mental skills and build your resilience. You can literally start developing it today, no matter where you're starting from. So if it's a skill, how do we actually practice it? Well, in this next section, we're going to look at some practical tools you can use to master your inner world. And we'll start with the most powerful one you've got, your own mind. Okay, when you feel totally overwhelmed, your nervous system is basically in overdrive. This simple 5-minute reset is like your emergency brake. The box breathing literally calms your body's stress response. The gentle stretch releases all that physical tension, where we often hold stress in our neck and shoulders. And then, returning to the breath lets you just watch your thoughts without getting swept away. It's an incredibly powerful way to get back in control in just a few minutes. All right, so we've calmed our nervous system with our breath. That's huge. But mastering our inner world isn't just about our thoughts. What if the very fuel for your mind, the thing that makes it all run, actually comes from your food? It's a really powerful connection that we often overlook. Now, I know this might look a little complicated, but the idea is actually super simple. Think of serotonin, one of your brain's main feel-good chemicals, like you're baking a cake. The recipe starts with an ingredient called tryptophan, which you get from food. But to turn it into the final cake, your body needs other helpers, like all these vitamins and minerals you see here. If you're missing even one of these helpers from your diet, your brain literally can't finish the recipe. It's such a powerful reminder that our mental health is so deeply connected to our physical health. Okay, so we've worked on our internal world, but let's be real, strength is rarely a solo mission. We are social creatures after all. So now let's shift our focus to the crucial role of human connection and how to build a support system that actually, supports you. And the foundation of any healthy support system is healthy boundaries. And I want you to think of them not as walls to keep people out, but more like fences that just define your own yard. They create safety and respect, and they let other people know how to interact with you in a way that feels good for both of you. And hey, if setting boundaries feels hard, you are not alone. This slide shows exactly why. We worry about hurting someone's feelings. We get guilt-tripped. Or maybe we've spent so long people-pleasing that we don't even know what we need anymore. Just recognizing these barriers is the first step to overcoming them. And just as important as setting our own boundaries is learning how to be a truly supportive part of someone else's system. I mean, look at the difference here. The column on the left tries to fix or minimize the pain. The one on the right just offers presence and validation. So often, the most powerful thing you can do for someone is to just sit with them in their struggle without trying to solve it. Okay, we have redefined strength, we've mastered some internal tools, and we've looked at our external support systems. Now, let's bring it all together and talk about the ultimate goal, moving beyond just getting by. This quote just perfectly captures the essence of our whole journey, doesn't it? Survival is the first step, and it is absolutely essential. But we don't want to just live in survival mode forever. Mental toughness is what allows us to take the lessons from our hardships and use them to build a more meaningful, more prosperous life. So, how do we get there? It really comes down to how we handle failure, because everyone fails. The difference is in the process. Instead of ignoring what happened, you face it. You analyze it without the self-blame. You seek help from people you trust to get some perspective. And then, and this is the most important part, you use what you learned to try again. This process transforms failure from a dead end into a stepping stone. And that brings us to our final thought. I want you to think about a tough time you've been through. Looking back at it now, with this new perspective, which of these tools, a mindfulness technique, a nutritional insight, a stronger boundary, do you wish you had? Because recognizing that gap is the first step to making sure it's in your toolkit for the future. After all, strength isn't about avoiding the storm, it's about becoming a better sailor.